Welcome to Trimet 101, and yep, as the title says, the Novabus plant is closing, so what are our next steps? Yep, pretty much just as soon as Trimet started running the 31 Novabuses for FX2, Novabus announced that their US plant will be closing in 2025. Now, before any Novabus fans get too upset, it's only the US plant that's closing in Plattsburg, New York. Canadians can still order Novabuses just as they've been doing for the last few decades. But this is a Trimet related YouTube channel, so what does this mean for Trimet's future? I recently uploaded a video on sort of a loose timeline of when Trimet could possibly be getting articulated buses. Here's a card for that. But after Novabus's plant closes, that means that the options will shrink a little bit. So really, we'll have a few options. New Flyer is definitely the bigger option. It's the bigger company, and it's not going anywhere for now. New Flyer makes the Excelsior buses in just about any fuel type you could possibly think of, and these are everywhere, for one thing, and are my personal favorite. If I were to buy just one bus that's currently being made right now, anywhere, any type, I would buy the New Flyer XDE60, a 60-foot hybrid articulated bus. Those are my personal favorite buses on the market right now. Seattle has tons of them. San Francisco has a bunch of them. And Vancouver, both of them, also have them. Lots and lots of places have them, but these are ones I've gotten videos of, and I really think Trimet should give these a try. We have 5 40-foot electric buses from New Flyer, and while, yeah, their performance was kind of weird or whatever, they were kinda early on for battery electric buses for them, being manufactured in 2018, but New Flyer has mastered articulated buses of multiple types. Again, Seattle has both 40-foot and 60-foot electric versions of these, the XE40 and XE60, and they've been doing alright. I guess in a sick sort of way, the Novabus plant closing is going to force Trimet to order New Flyer buses, which are my personal favorites, and honestly, I don't see that as such a bad strategy, getting Gilligs for your 40-foot buses and New Flyer for your 60-foot buses. However, BYD also has a plant in the United States, and they make multiple types of buses, including articulated. But like I said in my 60-footers video that I had up in the cards there earlier, I just don't have the same faith that BYD would make a high-quality articulated bus when we already have high-quality bus manufacturers like New Flyer that make buses for a lot of people. I honestly don't think it would be worth our time. Trimet has had experience from New Flyer going all the way back to 1997. They're a tried and true company, and we know that they produce high-quality products. BYD, we just don't know. We didn't know about Novabus either. We ordered from Novabus for the first time and found out their buses were not as high quality as what we were expecting. So we're not going to probably order from them ever again. Not to mention that their plant is closing. So that's how I feel here. Do we really want to start with a company we know nothing about and have never tried? Or do we want to do something that's familiar to us and that we know makes high quality buses? I'm going to go with New Flyer and just order articulated buses from there. They've been making articulated buses for decades. I don't know about you, but I would trust New Flyer to build solid buses that would be a great addition to our fleet, even if Trimet is a bit anti-New Flyer. Like I said a few minutes ago, my personal favorite model of buses are the New Flyer XDE60. So if Trimet were to get over their 3 phobias, we could have some excellent buses running the streets. What 3 phobias? Ordering from New Flyer, ordering articulated buses, and ordering hybrid buses. I get it, not everybody is a New Flyer fan. That's fine, that doesn't bother me. But New Flyer might just be the only manufacturer left still making top quality articulated buses, at least here in the US. I could make a whole separate video on the conspiracy from Trimet of not ordering New Flyer buses, but ordering articulated buses is just the next logical step. Trimet is the main transit agency in a metro area of over 2 million people, and we don't have articulated buses for the city routes. We only have them for the FX projects, which, what are we waiting for? But nope, instead Trimet chose to sort of do the bare minimum and then order articulated buses from a manufacturer we've never ordered from before, get diesel buses instead of something that's actually better for the planet, and then we really did not order great buses there. The Novas probably would have been nicer if they were hybrid, but there would have still been issues with the steering and other things that we found. I don't know how I feel about that. Nova Bus and New Flyer both make articulated hybrid buses. So why didn't Trimet order from them? Hybrid buses have much quieter operation, smoother acceleration, they produce less emissions, you don't have to worry about batteries running out. They have lots of advantages. And Trimet had 3 separate chances to transition the fleet to hybrid. All the way back in 2002, Trimet was among the first transit agencies in the US, even beating Seattle by a year, I think, to test hybrid buses made by New Flyer. They were not great buses, but they were very early on to the trend. So they had a chance back then. So they tried again in 2012, this time ordering from Gillig, bus numbers 3052 through 55. These are still running today, but Trimet just, I guess, bought these as a test without the intention of transitioning the fleet to hybrid. And then again in 2015 with 4 more Gillig hybrids, 3056 through 59. So Trimet has tried 3 times, but apparently, according to them, they just didn't see the performance necessary to roll out hybrids system-wide, which kind of ignores all the other benefits that I just talked about, including saving the planet. However, Trimet is in the midst of completely electrifying their fleet and having everything zero emission. So we might end up jumping the gun entirely and not ordering hybrids at all and just going straight to battery electric. And guess what? New Flyer and BYD both make electric articulated buses. But again, I would trust New Flyer a bit more. Seattle, like I said earlier, has experience with the 60-foot articulated electric buses. So if anything, maybe some Trimet representatives could either go up to Seattle to try them out, or maybe they could literally just email them or call them. Ask King County Metro. So how are those XE60s doing? Because we would like to order articulated electric buses for the Portland region and would like to hear your experiences with it. So it may be smart in a few years when Trimet orders some electric articulated buses to possibly get the New Flyer XE60 to see how they are. Another thing worthy of note is that Trimet is studying at least 2 more FX projects on TV Highway and 82nd Avenue, and both projects would use battery electric articulated buses. And so that's another thing we would be purchasing those buses for, so it makes sense to keep that in mind. Articulated electrics are already being made, and battery technology and chemistry will do nothing but improve and get cleaner and more efficient. It makes sense to go with electric. So anyways, just a few things to think about. I know I made this video a lot more about New Flyer than I did about Nova, but I also wanted to answer, what does Trimet's future look like? What kind of buses will they very likely be getting? And what buses would I like to see in Trimet's fleet in the future? Like I said earlier, Gillig for 40-foot and New Flyer for 60-foot, that's a pretty good strategy right there. Our next steps seem to be pretty interesting, and I can't wait to see how it all plays out. But I thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one.